The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
Coming up tonight, Prime Minister Davis among those being ratified tonight. We are live at PLP headquarters as the Prime Minister makes his pitch for a second term. Also tonight, former Minister of Health and F&M Chairman Dr. Dwayne Sand says a new hospital is a bad idea. And tonight, get ready to know the most, or the answer that is, to the most asked question at this point this election season. What is Dr. Minnis's plan? Is he running as an independent? Is he pulling together a group of independent candidates to run alongside him? We ask him directly tonight. That's right, Dr. Hubert Minnis is live. It's all coming up this evening on Beyond the Headlines. This is Beyond the Headlines. Good evening. I'm Shanique Miller. It's great to have you along this evening. PLP supporters are gathered at its Farrington Road headquarters as the party finalizes its slate ahead of the next general election. Linton Ritchie Jr. is at PLP headquarters. We will go to him in just a moment, but I'm going to invite my Hot Topics panelists right now to come in as we discuss exactly what is happening here. Prime Minister Davis feeling very confident at this point as he looks toward the next general election, as he looks toward trying to secure obviously a second term. We want to know exactly, gentlemen, what are you all hearing out there in the various constituencies and wherever you're going about Prime Minister Davis at this point in his term, at this point ahead of a general election? Welcome to Beyond the Headlines. My contributors, Leslie Miller and Ellington Ferguson. Good evening to you both, and let's jump right in.
Good evening to you.
Good evening, Shanique. Good evening, Bahamas. Well, Shanique, certainly there's a number of chatter going around in the political circles right now. And of course, you cannot call an election based on just one person, but we know that election has a lot to do with the personality of the leader right now. I can say that in general, Prime Minister Davis has a pretty good rapport with many of the Bahamian people. I think there's a lot of work that he still needs to do as it relates to definitely securing a win in the upcoming general election. But yeah, he has some issues throughout the party, some things that needs to be corrected, needs to be fixed, but generally he has a good rapport with the people. He is yet still a pretty much loved person in the country, and so that bodes well for him so far. And let's see how the future goes with that. But he looks still looking pretty good in the public eyes.
Yeah, tonight seems to be the night that they're finalizing all the remaining candidates to compete in the upcoming general election. I still say, and I predict again, that I expect the PLP to get 24 to 26 seats in the upcoming general elections. I think it's going to be a tough election. The good thing is there's not too much hate for the leader of the party. He's really going to be the one carrying the load for the PLP because of the sync that he has with the Bahamian people. You know, there's no hate for him. He still has the love of many of the regular down-to-earth potcakes in the country. So he should be in pretty good shape, but I think it's going to be a tough election. I look forward to participating in it. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a rough one.
Yes. You both you gentlemen know that we have Dr. Minnis coming up a little bit later in tonight's show. A number of people we discussed him at length on the show oftentimes. What do you all think in terms of how the PLP looks, let's say, for example, in Killarney, a seat that he has held and remains quite popular in?
Shanique, Killarney is, when I thought Killarney was interesting, it is just now shaping up to be interesting. We see now a new contender has entered the race in Killarney, the person of Robin Lyons. She's a very, very decent young lady, very strong and formidable PLP. I've always called Killarney for Dr. Minnis. There's going to be a little fight in there. I can't really put it where it's going to go at this point. Dr. Minnis has got his work cut out for him.
So it just got interesting.
I think Robin has brought a little more oomph to the Progressive Liberal Party's candidacy in Killarney, and Dr. Minnis has got to really put in his work. So where there were some pockets that were weak, I think he's got to straighten it out, and he may still be able to pull it off. But the dynamics has changed once Robin Lyons has entered the race, and with the Free National Movement's candidate in there, I have not been hearing a lot about any momentum for that candidate. However, you know, the Free National Movement have their base that will vote for them, even though Killarney is Dr. Minnis. But it's going to split 3-4 ways, because don't forget the COI candidates that's in there. And so it remains to be seen.
Listen, they're letting me know right now that Linton is ready. In fact, the PLP is just getting started with this evening's event. Linton, good evening to you. Please let us in and bring us in on what's happening right now.
Y'all stay with me now.
Good evening. As you said, we are live at the Progressive Liberal Party headquarters, where it's ratification night for 8 candidates. Now, of course, the ratification night has just begun. As you can see directly behind me, the stage has been set. They haven't called any candidates officially, but I can tell you that all 8 candidates expected to be ratified tonight are here in the crowd, along with their supporters. Now, for those who may not know, the 8 set to be ratified tonight, leading the charge is Prime Minister Philip Davis for the constituency of Cat Island, Rumpke, and San Salvador. Of course, he will make his first public pitch tonight as he's ratified for that constituency, expecting to launch his re-election bid, hoping to secure his second consecutive term in office. Next to him is Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper for Exuma and the Ragged Island. And of course, a Member of Parliament for Angleson, longtime PLP member Glenys Hannah Martin. And following them is a slate of PLP newcomers to the political arena. That is Robin Lyons for Killarney. That is Obi Roberts for Southern Shores. That is Keno Wong for St. Anne's, and Renika Knowles for the constituency of Long Island. Now, the Prime Minister is walking in. Of course, Progressive Liberal Party supporters are cheering, they're honking their horns. Everyone is excited to get this ratification exercise underway. Now, we're not sure who will take the stage first, but we will be here live for the entire night, bringing you all the details. But you can hear all the fanfare directly behind me. Shanique, of course, PLP supporters, they are excited. The environment here is loud. It's a sea of gold and yellow. And tonight, they are set to ratify 8 candidates. Rounding up their Nassau constituencies. Of course, no one is on that lineup tonight for Grand Bahama. But of course, we are standing by, bringing you live updates from the Progressive Liberal Party headquarters. I'm Linton Jr. sending it back to you at the desk.
Thank you very much, Linton. If we need to have a quick cut in before we get to Dr. Minnis, then let me know, my production team. I don't know if we can get a question in with Linton. Let me know if I can do that. Then I'd be happy to do so. Linton, I see you shaking your head. Linton, I asked at the top of tonight's show exactly how popular is a Brave Davis, a Philip Brave Davis headed into this election. What are you able to determine based on, and perhaps I shouldn't ask you right a smack dab in the middle of a PLP event, but what are you able to determine the regard, even from his own party, that they have towards him this close to a general election? How popular is he as he outside? Yes.
Can you hear me? Yep. Well, of course, Shanique, Progressive Liberal Party supporters out here tonight. They are wearing hats that say Safe with Brave. They're wearing shirts that say Brave for a second term. There are lots of Cat Island, Rumpke, and San Salvador supporters out here tonight, of course, as once again the Prime Minister will launch his re-election bid. Now, Shanique, we won't pause for that question for a sec. The first ratified candidate has taken the stage. That is Renika Knowles for Long Island. She's a political newcomer for the PLP, the frontline politics, rather. She ran in the election previously against Dr. Human Minnis in the constituency of Killarney, but now she's made the switch to Long Island, which is also a F&M stronghold. But earlier in a live, we heard her supporters say that they are not shying away from that, but they sent the right woman for the job down in Long Island, and they're hoping that this time around, once the ballots are count, Renika Knowles will come out on top, and she has just begun her first public re-election bid for Long Island.
Of course, Linton Ritchie Jr., he will continue to be live there this evening, and tomorrow evening you want to, really beginning from this evening online here at Eyewitness News, you want to be able to stay tuned and get all the highlights of tonight's ratification exercise there at PLP headquarters. Meanwhile, we're going to continue moving this along. Glenroy, welcome to Beyond the Headlines. It's good to have you join in. A gentleman, as we wait for Glenroy to join us via Zoom. I want to ask you all, you see Renika Davis. Leslie, I know you needed to jump in first. Renika Knowles, yes, now the candidate for Long Island. Leslie, the first question, though, for the evening was, how confident and how does Brave Davis look, Philip Brave Davis, headed into the next general election?
Well, he certainly has the full support of his party behind him. I think he has a pretty good array of candidates to participate in this election. You have, I think, about 6 or 8 new ones. You now have to go on your record. As I keep telling the guys, your record is going to make you or break you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't go around saying what the fella can do and what the woman ain't going to do. People are going to say, I've seen him now for 4.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
You're either good, bad, or you're indifferent. I think the spoiler in the elections with Dr. Minnis is going to be the lady from the COI. I look forward to seeing her getting a lot of votes. And that disturbs me because she is very popular. She has a lot of ads on what's up and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
Just with every 5 minutes you hear one. And I don't know how much vote she'll be able to gather among herself, because I think she's a formidable candidate. Okay? The other lady, I don't want to say nothing about her because she like to curse me out all the time and make me apologize. So I'll leave her alone. Like a little cry baby, you know. She'll be interested. I won't be trading in that constituency, I promise you that. I'm staying out of that one.
So you're staying clear. Glenroy, good evening to you. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines. The first question really headed, and you saw Linton Ritchie Jr. just do a live drop from PLP headquarters. Among those being ratified this evening, Glenroy, the Prime Minister himself, the Member of Parliament for Cat Island, Rumkey, and San Salvador. What are you hearing in your circles and where you frequent about his popularity, about how the Bahamian people feel about him?
Yeah, good evening, Shanique. Good evening, colleagues. Good to see Mr. Miller. I haven't seen him in a minute.
I see for a little while.
You know, yeah. The reality is that the electorate, I think we underestimate the voter apathy in this country. While Mr. Davis might be a likable guy, and I believe that he is, I think that there's a challenge, though. Being likable and coupled with the challenges that this country is facing produces the kind of apathy that people have in terms of selecting a particular candidate or a particular government. Right now, while there are a lot of talks of achievements, does the ordinary Bahamian feel those achievements in their bottom line?
Yep.
Are they feeling it at the kitchen table?
Yep.
Are they seeing results? Are they feeling the tangible results of the government's efforts? Not just those individuals who are a part of the government, not those individuals who have a benefit for being workers within the government, but does the ordinary at large Bahamians feel the touch, the taste, and the experience of what this government has brought to the table? And I believe right now, voter apathy is being underestimated in this country. There are a lot of people who are very angry on all divides, and they feel as if that no matter what they do, the same results would be at play. And so it is incumbent upon all parties, if they are going to be able to reach the electorate, transform their messaging and be able to be showing that they have the right kind of efforts that will bring about the results and the changes that the people are looking for and demanding.
And don't forget the 68,000 people that didn't vote in the last election, coupled with the 10 to 12,000 people voting now. It's going to be very interesting because we don't know how those people are going to vote.
Correct.
They didn't participate. Then you got another new crew coming up who voting for the first time in their lives. That's why I say I expect 24 to 26 max. It'll be a rough one, I believe.
Well, Leslie,
maybe some of them will park some of them notes in the bush.
Huh? Probably need to buy a few more.
Meanwhile,
they got for $3,500. They should be able to afford that.
Gentlemen, the Davis administration is being urged by the International Monetary Fund to consider introducing corporate and personal income tax while increasing the value-added tax. I wonder if they remember this us here. They trying to say this about increase VAT and introduce corporate and income tax. And so these measures, according to the IMF, could significantly aid in reducing the country's debt burden. The recommendations were made even as the report said there has been a solid recovery in the country's economy. The report also comes as government has reduced another VAT reduction despite previous calls for it to be increased. Prime Minister Davis says government will continue to follow its own blueprint as it relates to managing the country's finances. Let's take a listen.
Those decisions are sovereign decisions to be made. Those are recommendations by the IMF to the country. When I came in 2021, the same advice was given to me. I went the opposite way. I cut VAT. Right? Did not introduce corporate or income tax, and I'm not going to do it. I don't see the need for us doing that at all. The country, finances are stable. We're doing well. I think our economy has perhaps been the best performing economy in the world over the last 3-4 years. And we embrace that. There's no need for me to accept those recommendations.
So listen, you all heard the recommendations of the IMF. You all say that the economy is steady, it's growing, it's moving in the right direction, and as observed by them. But they are suggesting, Leslie, Ellington and Glenroy, that listen, that's fine and good, but let's increase VAT and also introduce those two taxes, corporate and income. Your thoughts, gentlemen? And of course, you see the government's position, but your thoughts?
Shanique, and I support Prime Minister Davis' position. He said that when he first came in, what they told him to do, and he went the opposite direction, and he was able to grow the economy. I remember Dr. Ministers when he was in his first term, he spoke about immediately the wastages and all these stuff that we have in government. I think if we can harness some of our wastages, we do not wastage. I'm not saying spending, legitimate spending. I'm talking about wastage. And I don't think we need to go in the direction of the IMF to raise all these things on the backs of our citizens. I think we need to be more cautious as a country. Those that would take up leadership in this country need to be very frugal with the spending and the handling of the finances of the country.
Listen, every country in the world, every first world country in the world, have a situation where you make a contribution to your retirement fund. From 1987, when I was first elected and went on as chairman of BEC, and you look at the fact that I think the government right now owes BEC Union some $156 million in pension funds that the people got to pay. All right? And what was that contribution? That they didn't pay nothing.
No.
I always was saying that everybody who works for government should make a contribution to a retirement fund like they do in the United States and everywhere else. Why the hell should they get a free lunch? Why? What about the Stevie Dawg who works in there? Work his ass off from 6 o'clock in the morning till 6 in the evening. He gets nothing. And those who making money don't make no contribution, that can't be right. For any country, we cannot sustain it.
Yeah.
BEC, Patelco and Water and Sewage has broke the Bahamas. Those three entities has broken the financial situation in our country.
Well then,
should not be allowed to continue.
Things like their industrial agreement, is that a part of what that is? Then those should be revisited and obviously renegotiated.
That ain't gonna happen.
I know it isn't.
Nobody got the guts to do it.
I'm only talking to hear myself
Especially
right now this Monday.
here.
It ain't gonna happen. It just sounds good. It sounds good to say. Glenroy, your thoughts. It sounds good to say.
But part of the problem that we have in this country is when your employee is your boss, right? That's a problem, because now when your employee is facing a situation where he has to make a decision, like now in this electoral cycle, that you may potentially fire him, he's going to appease you.
Right.
So whatever decision that he's going to make is going to be in appeasing you as the electorate.
Exactly.
Because he knows that you are his boss and you only have a window of time in which you can make a decision to roll him out. Now, here's the other side of the challenge. That's why we need to diversify our economy to the point where we have such reliance on government jobs, and so much so that more private sector opportunities are created and reduce the reason why we have to have long-term employment with government. That should be a transitional role and job when you're coming out of school and get the skills, you serve your country, then you
Glenroy,
move
I
on to the
disagree with that.
private sector,
You don't
and
need
so
no
on.
school children running government agencies. Government,
No,
the
no, no,
government,
no, no,
government,
no, no.
that's a career for people who desire a real career in the public service, who are meticulous, who show up and get the job done. I understand. I agree with you. It shouldn't be as heavy as it
You ain't
is.
talking about the public service.
Listen,
That's
the
same one.
places,
Who's
there,
got a
there are
job
many
done?
other countries in the world that does it. And even if you look at a
Smoking that dude.
McDonald's,
Damn,
why
Johnson.
McDonald's been so
Forget the
successful
job.
over the years is because they've been hiring young persons who are ambitious and all this other stuff, and they transition into different roles. There are many people who come through the doors of McDonald's who run in corporations and stuff today. But to the other point I wanted to
Not
make
these lazy
relative to
black
this
black
concept
There you go,
about
but
this
just screw on
economy and the
McDonald's.
way that the government
There
is
you're
making
right
its
with that.
decision,
So
right?
doggone.
I
Glenroy,
had a prime minister. I had a prime minister making a determination that he's going to go in a different direction. But keep in mind, there's a price to pay for going in a different direction. The IMF is where we borrow a lot of money from. When you have an economic hitman that comes to the country and put a stranglehold on you from being able to borrow, that is going to make us
that
be
forces
in a
you to make decisions.
compromised
You're absolutely
position.
right. But I hope that
Then you also have-
we could diversify enough, Glenroy, that you know something
go.
that we don't
There
have
you
to do
go.
that.
There
But
you go.
listen,
But
beyond the headline, beyond Glenroy, shh. Thanks, Glenroy. Thank you so much. Glenroy, thanks very much. When we come back, we are going to look at the public. Speaking of what else needs fixing, the public healthcare system. It's limping along. Dr. Dwayne Sands says, listen, scratch the new hospital, fix PMH. We're going to talk about it after the break.
Run to a guy.
Doc, I didn't get to tell you.
Are you self-employed or have a small business that's looking for a faster, easier way to submit your C10 statements and pay NIB contributions? Sign up for the NIB C10 Easy Submit and Pay mobile app today. It's quick, secure, and takes just 5 simple steps. You will need a completed R1 business registration form and 2 forms of ID, a passport, voter's card, NIB card, or driver's license. Choose your role and enter your info, NI number, employer's NI number, name, and date of birth. Hit next. Enter your email, check your inbox for the code, then type it in to verify. Upload the R1 form and your 2 forms of ID and tap submit. Track your application anytime by tapping check status. Once approved, you'll get your confirmation and PIN by email within 24 to 72 hours. Return to the app, tap register now, set your login details and enter your final code. That's it. You're now ready to manage your NIB contributions anytime, anywhere. Self-employed persons, small business owners, skip the line, save time. Download the NIB C10 Easy Submit and Pay mobile app today.
Hey, it's your boy Charlie Bahama here at Superwash. And you know how Superwash always have the latest and greatest model of washer and dryer? Well, they thought it's about time they get the latest supermodel as well.
Hey, wait a minute, Mr. Charlie Banana. Just because Superwash always changing and upgrading their machines, I mean they gotta change those folks, but they got the newest washer and dryer, and they always upgrading all their locations. And these 2 models, they ain't gonna change. Superwash, they washes you, cleans you, presses you 24/7.
Once something becomes the common behavior, it is the common behavior. When you operate at that level, personal emotions simply cannot float to the top.
For the average normal person that goes to the store, things like that affect us.
They must be judicious in the execution of their duty.
But I think whatever the nurses want, give it to them.
Hedges, you know you do everything on your phone now. You see how old he is?
Would we be walking back that Bimini is no longer an island?
That's
Okay,
not
because-
what he was trying
because
to
he also-
say. Carla, I don't even know what breadbasket is anymore either. What do y'all even say?
Okay, guys, this is what we doing today. We training for the bounce back. This 150K payday. Y'all ready? Yes. Y'all sweating today. Give me a 2 ball. 10. Give me another 2 ball. 15. You spin, right? It don't look so. It's 10K. Name these games after me. Fruit Dragon.
Fruit Dragon.
Cinema Classic.
Cinema Classic.
Yeah. Put that parlay in. Put that in. You know, Jalen Brunson disappointed us last time. You want to walk for this or you want to run for this? Good pace. Good pace. Not too much water. Put it down. Let's go.
It's the Bounce Back 150K payday. Big wins for 10 weeks straight. 15K every week. 10K to a lucky winner. Visit islandluck.com for more info. Island Luck. Winners live here.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. It's good to have you tuned in this Monday evening. Listen, get some more people in here. Let's move this along. A diplomatic standoff persists tonight over who's the better financier for a new hospital. The government says it must build. And while that's happening, a former health minister wants to know why government is sticking by its guns on the project. We get the story from Jose Etienne, and then we come back and talk about it.
The construction of a new hospital in New Providence continues to be at the center of geopolitical tensions between United States and Chinese embassies here in country. But former Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands argues that residents should not lose sight of the bigger picture.
We have made it very clear that this is an ill-advised project to begin with. It's poorly planned, it's poorly conceived, it's a dumb idea.
Sands isn't mincing words about the opposition's stance on the new facility. But the Davis administration doesn't seem to be slowing down. With a deal already clinched, Prime Minister Philip Davis says the new healthcare facility is long overdue. It comes as U.S. Ambassador Herschel Walker urged government to abort the deal and to trust the U.S. to find a better one. A bold statement that's sharpening the rivalry between diplomatic forces. Chinese embassy officials have since fired back, insisting that the project does not carry geopolitical implications, saying its cooperation with the Bahamas involves no strategic calculations and targets no third party.
When the elephants are fighting, the best place to be is up in the stands, okay? The geopolitics, we're not concerned about.
On the other hand, Sands is accusing government of chasing a ribbon-cutting ceremony for a new facility while the existing one crumbles into the ground.
Fix the hospital, pay the nurses, get the existing infrastructure up to speed. And quite frankly, they have done an abysmal job. The healthcare infrastructure in the Bahamas is the worst that it's been in 20 years.
Now, the Davis administration defends that pumping more money into PMH won't halt the hemorrhage of taxpayer funds. That said,
does government statement that, repairing the hospital, the current hospital, would be putting a Band-Aid on a laceration, do you buy that? Does that hold water?
How long is it going to take to build a new hospital? And what are people supposed to do in the meantime?
PMH, in particular, continues to be the epicenter for what some has described as a health crisis. From nurses, they are taking action, to claims of patients dying at the hands of the facility, and as late as Monday morning, where kidney dialysis patients were waiting for hours to receive care.
Have you been to Princess Margaret Hospital recently? Have you seen people languishing in the hallway for days and days and days? This is out of stock. That is out of stock.
But his criticisms put his tenure under a microscope. Government and other critics have long argued that Sands' comments ring hollow after they accused the former minister-led administration of doing nothing to make the country's healthcare system any better.
Glennis Hannah Martin says, you in government now, fix it.
Given that the FNM vehemently opposes this new hospital project, is it safe to say that an FNM government would pull the plug on the deal and shift its focus towards renovating the Princess Margaret Hospital? It's a question we ask Sands, who could likely be the health minister in a Pintard-led administration.
I am not going to make policy on the fly. What I am going to say is that we are going to fix the existing health infrastructure and we're going to pay the staff.
Jose Etienne, Eyewitness News.
I was telling Leslie in Ellington that I saw the very conditions at PMH almost identical at hospitals in the UK. And so is this sort of a colonial experience? The mother country. Glenroy, I want you to jump in first. Dr. Sands says, listen, scratch that new hospital idea and revisit PMH and try and fix that. Your thoughts, Glenroy?
Well, that was a continuation of what I was stating earlier anyway. The fact is, when we have this kind of stranglehold in terms of economic power saying to us, no, build with us, or no, you build with us, that is going to have consequences. If the government proceeds and does what it wants to do relative to this hospital, what will the United States move will be next? What price do we pay next? Considering now who we have in office in the United States and how sometimes petty that individual can be relative to when a decision is made that is seemingly not in favor of the United States. There's a price to pay for that. And so when you talk about this whole concept about building a new hospital, do we have the staffing? Do we have the kind of consistent staffing that will sustain such a building? Right now, we can't sustain what we currently have, and we want to add more. We have nurses going and leaving the service, going to better opportunities. We are facing a challenge in the country relative to that hospital. It should not be in the state that it's in. And right now, over the last 4 or 5 years, nothing has really been happening in the hospital. They're talking about the previous administration who had a pandemic and everything else to deal with in the midst of all of that, when the public hospital was something that was being used on a regular basis. And now you're considering now when we didn't have those challenges. And the Prime Minister just stated a few minutes ago how we are doing well economically, and yet the hospital still stays in the state that it's in. People lining up trying to get dialysis and can't even get the basic services that they need.
And Glenroy, this is why I have held the view that a new hospital is in order. Once that's taken care of and alleviate some of the burden and the strain on PMH that truly needs to be kind of just be able to kind of see its way clear for a moment, then you turn and fix what can be fixed, what's fixable there. Ellington, Leslie, your thoughts? By the way, a viewer said, Shanique, you are absolutely right. The hospitals in the UK look just like PMH and operate and overcrowding and all the rest of it. Go ahead.
Like most countries.
Like most countries. Go ahead, Ellington.
Shanique, again, the Bahamas has unique healthcare challenges, and I'm going to revert to this. I've heard Dr. Minnis in the House of Assembly address this, and I think, in my opinion, to date, that is the most comprehensive, clear, and understanding of what the crisis that our health care faces. Until government, opposition, and all concerned parties take those recommendations from Dr. Hubert Minnis, sit down and look at our health care as to what we should be doing, where we'll be able to determine where we need to go and how to fix this. The problems that we are facing in healthcare is not unique to the Bahamas, but nevertheless, we must have a unified front to address it. What we're dealing with now with Princess Margaret Hospital and this deal, I mean, the Americans have come late. I appreciate Herschel Walker. Obviously, it goes in line with what America have been saying to their Congress a few years ago, that they're not helping the Bahamas, they're not assisting the Bahamas, and they're letting the Chinese take a foothold here in the Bahamas. The Chinese have been to help. The Prime Minister have reached out to them. They were not able to help us. However, we've already signed on to this negotiation. Like when you get a house from the bank, if later on you can remortgage your house and get a bit lower rate, if the American want to help us to deal with this mortgage that we sign on to with the Chinese and process and proceed from there. But we've already signed it after we've tried to get help from the Americans, and we must move forward. I don't have the concerns that Glenroy have that President Trump will do something because we don't take what they're saying. I think we as a sovereign nation, we have had to make a decision. We can't just let this keep lagging on for years and years. These negotiations, when you get into them, it takes 3-4 years to complete a whole term sometimes to really get things moving. And so, no, I support moving forward with it.
You know, this situation with Princess Margaret has been an ongoing situation now.
For years.
For at least 30 to 40 years. We're all aware of it.
Absolutely.
Remember, we have a population that's been growing. And remember, too, the burden that we face with the Haitian population that gets everything free, too. You go to a hospital on a Saturday, and you can't get into most of the wards for the Haitians that are there who don't pay a damn thing. We need to make these people make a contribution to get free services.
I agree. It's a public health system. Listen, it all needs to be revised. I agree, Leslie.
The whole thing. You can't go to Miami and go to Miami Jackson. But you sick? It ain't gonna happen. You sick? Well, go to the doctor. But you ain't coming in here for free. There's too much slackness with this situation. And I don't think that the United States government, especially under the new ambassador, the Honorable Herschel Walker, they know that we've already signed an agreement with China. They know that the Bahamas government went to the Import-Export Bank of the United States. The rates was not favorable and other problems arise. Therefore, they turned to China. And these negotiations were going on before the election of President Trump, you know. This didn't yet start when he took over. So those negotiations was almost finished by the time he got elected last November. So this is nothing new. And the country would carry on. We're going to start the hospital with the funds from China. And there are other meaningful things that the United States government is planning on getting involved with to assist Bahamians to better themselves. So we will look at those other projects where they can provide assistance.
I'll tell you what's necessary, gentlemen. As Glenroy, I have to go. Glenroy, I'm out of time. I have a very special guest that I cannot shortchange. So he will be joining me after this break. But I want to say this one thing as we go to the break, and that is this. We have too many vulnerable Bahamians depending on a system that you all saw on that video with Jose Etienne that can take not one other person. And then you talk about a shortage and people leaving. People are leaving the system and have been leaving for years. So therefore, outfit that new hospital with who you need to bring in. They need to bring in obviously new healthcare professionals as it is, whether they be Bahamian or otherwise. It's what's happening. They are taking ours, so we got to bring some in. Yeah. Just ensure that their work ethic is good and they can serve the Bahamian people. Listen, don't go anywhere because when we come back, Glenroy, what do you think Dr. Minix is going to do? Since you want off, what do you think Dr. Minix is going to do? Run independent? Try and get in back on the F&M? What do you think?
Big I, independent.
Beyond the Headlines is back with Dr. Hubert Minix right after this.
Introducing the Easy Renew portal, brought to you by the National Insurance Board. Renewing your national insurance card has never been easier.
I can renew our cards right from the comfort of our home.
And it's so convenient.
Wow.
Whether you're at work or studying hard at the library, even when you're on the go or enjoying retirement.
This is so easy.
Day or night, the Easy Renew portal is there for you. Easy Renew portal. Convenience at your fingertips.
Every great idea starts with courage. Every successful business starts with belief.
And every woman deserves the opportunity to turn her vision into reality. The Fox Foundation Women Entrepreneurship Initiative is back, bigger, bolder, and more powerful than ever. This year, Give to Gain honors women who gave their very best, their time, their talent, their sacrifice, and their vision to succeed in innovation-driven and emerging industries.
This initiative is about investing in women who are ready to lead, build, and grow. It's about creating a real pathway to success in a new era of business.
This year's program features 2 dynamic panel discussions designed to inspire action at every level. This year also features a distinguished international speaker, bringing global insight, helping to empower women to think bigger and lead boldly.
We're proud to grant over $75,000 in funding to emerging businesses and aspiring entrepreneurs ready to take the next step. If you have an idea, a business, or a dream worth building, now is the time.
Grant applications are open until February 28th. This is more than just an event. It is a powerful networking experience.
Surround yourself with women who mean business.
Join us as we give to gain.
Give your best, build what's next, and gain what matters.
So you want a space. But not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. It's good to have you all tuned in. I'm going to jump right in because already people are saying, Shanique, come, you're doing too much talking tonight. Move the show along. And I absolutely will do that. He's emerged as the most interesting politician to date in this 2026 election season. Dr. Hubert Minnis, the incumbent in Killarney, and he has no plans of stepping down. Now, since leaving office as Prime Minister, Dr. Minnis has rebranded himself with his social media being a thing that you must see. Well, Dr. Minnis has more than that to talk about this evening. Really, how does he plan on running in the next general election? We will find that out for you. Good evening, Dr. Minnis. It's good to have you here. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines. And it's good to have you here, sir.
Good evening, Shanique. I have not been here for a while, but I am so happy to be here tonight.
It's good to have you here, Dr. Minnis. I tell you, you've become a social media star.
Well, you have to blame my grandson for that. He loves social media, and he always reminds me, Papi, you have to do this, you have to do the next thing, or whatever. So I follow orders.
Yeah. I think that you did well, and you're doing well because people in overwhelming numbers enjoy it. And what I look at the comments, I go and read. Sometimes late at night, I'm up saying, what do people say? You know what I mean? It's just fun to watch. But I know you only heard me talk about that. Dr. Minnis, let's just jump right in. You have insisted, just by your social media, by the fact that you were addressing this and addressing that and trying to sort of, I guess, make amends along the way with the Bahamian people as well as Killarney. It's obvious you don't plan on going nowhere before this general election. You plan on being a participant.
Shanique, I've been representing Killarney constituency since 2007. And I've been providing good, strong leadership, which the people appreciated and which the people love. I think what is so unique about that constituency, I lived there. As a result of living there, the pain that they feel, I feel. The experience, they experience, I experience. I go to the supermarkets, I go to the gym, I go walking, and I meet them with regularity. And they would tell me what the problems are, and therefore, living there, you can deal with it continuously. Election coming up, and I've said repeatedly that I intend to stay. The people want their leader to be there. They want me to continue leading them because I provided excellent, stable leadership.
So you see yourself as a leader in the Killarney area. We know it's been split. One part is St. James, but you'll remain in Killarney proper. You see yourself as a leader, and you intend to stay put.
I intend to stay within the Killarney constituency. Regardless how they cut it, I'm staying in Killarney. Unlike many others who have ran from one constituency to another.
Who ran?
We don't need to get that. That's in the newspaper repeatedly. Those who were in one particular constituency and moved to another.
What do you think it says about them running? As you put it, running?
I don't know if individuals are running. They must be afraid of something. So they'd have to inform us what that fear is all about. But I'm not afraid of it. If you've been good, if you've been providing stable leadership, good leadership, you have an excellent communication with your constituency, with your constituents, you're part, and that has been a complaint, as we go through. Individuals are complaining, why can't the member of parliament live in their respective constituency like you, Dr. Minnis? In your situation, your circumstances, you are there with us. You feel the pain. You experience everything that we're experiencing. And therefore, you are there to assist in correcting them as quickly as possible.
Dr. Minnis, let's be real. The majority of your constituency, what pain do they feel? Let's just be real. Killarney.
You would be very shocked, You would be very shocked. There are many individuals who are hurting. There are many individuals who are having challenges with light bills, with water bill, etc. But they still prioritize what they do. I'll give you one example. There was a particular home in one of the upscale areas, and their light was off. They had to make a decision to pay light, school fees, food, water, etc. They decided to allow the water to be cut off. And every morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, they would take numerous buckets in their car, drive to the pump and bring it back. Now, but individuals would not know that because they're still functioning, the kids are still going to school, they're still buying groceries, but at the same time, they're making that sacrifice because they can't meet the bills.
And these are people you reach
These
out
are
to,
people,
you know their stories,
yes,
and you reach
yes.
out and you
and
ensure
we
that
reach
you're
out
there.
and we help them. We have programs within the Kalani constituency where we help with light bills, we help with various different entities, foods, etc. We help with school fees, but we're a proud area. We don't brag about those things, but those are things that we do with regularity. We're setting up a new program, for example, in the Gambia constituency. We're allotting $2,500 quarterly. So for the Gambia community, for light bills, to assist with their light bills. So each individual will meet with the residents and determine as to how much would be given to each home. Not individual now, home. But this would be done quarterly. And those are the type of program, but we don't brag about it.
Right.
We don't talk about it.
I know something we talked about here is that you also help with security in your constituency in terms of the ring cameras and all the rest of that. So you have been, I mean, after all, you've been elected and re-elected now 4 times, looking at your 5th. Obviously, it's something that you've convinced them that you are the leader, as you said, for that area to get things done. Let's jump right in, though, Dr. Minnis. People really want to know this because the F&M obviously have gone in a different direction. We don't know where else you might be looking. But let's just this question: will you run as an independent in the next general election?
Shanique, that has been the million-dollar question that everybody has been waiting to hear the answer. I will answer that question for them tonight. I will be running as an independent candidate. However, I still hold on to the core values and principles of the Free National Movement as put down by our forefathers, by Sir Cecil Wallace Whitfield and others. Those core values that I hold on to are integrity, transparency, respect, inclusiveness, not exclusiveness, and love. Those are some of our core values. Those were the core values that Sir Cecil and others adhered to, believed, put forth, and I adhered and I hold on to those core values. But I will be running as an independent candidate within the Kalani constituency.
And even after being kicked to the curb, you feel as though those core values that define the Free National Movement are the ones that you will continue to lead with?
Absolutely. I will continue to lead with respect, with integrity, with honest, and inclusion. You know, one of the problems Sir Cecil faced, there were many who did not necessarily like him, and they fought against him. They fought against him. And what he did, in spite of them fighting him, he invited them and embraced them into the party. That's what politics is all about. It's about growth. You don't push them away, you know. You embrace them and you show them love. That's what the Bible talks about. The Bible talks about love, not hatred. And that was the core value set down by Sir Cecil.
So it's safe to say you don't have any ill feeling. I wouldn't use hatred, it's strong. You don't have any ill feeling towards this present FNM?
No.
The leader?
When you allow ill feeling to get in your body, that in itself causes sickness and stress. I don't have time for that. I am a very relaxed person. Look at me. I am very comfortable. I'm comfortable about myself. I'm comfortable about my constituency. I did not run. I stayed there, and I'll be very successful. Once you stay and build a communication with your staff, with your constituents, they too will respect you. But if you don't respect them, you seriously expect them to respect you? It's all about respect.
Now, how do you feel, though? Let's just be real about this, Dr. Minnis. I know you've been successful. This is your 5th time looking to be re-elected by the people of Killarney. But let's be real. You have the PLP, a major machinery. The Free National Movement, another big machinery. You have the COI is right there as well. How do you truly feel, and why should the voters of Killarney trust an independent over a majority party candidate?
It's not necessarily trusting an independent, it's trusting what they have, whom they knew. They know about me. They don't know the others who are trying to get what I have. So that's the situation. We have a relationship. We are a family. I love my Kalani people. The Kalani people love their representative. They will keep their representative so that they can further build, so that we can put the new things in place that we wanted to. We started the CCTV program within the community. When we were putting that in, there were objections among some of the residents. Oh, you're interfering with the privacy, etc. It was fortunate that we did that. In a very short time afterward, there was a murder within the area, and it was that same TV that helped to solve the problem. Now, the residents are on my case. When are you coming to this area? When are you coming? Everybody wants it. That's something we want to do. We want to be the first to have the entire Kalani constituency with CCTV. And to assist with that, we introduced a program where we introduced ring doorbells. Individuals could get those free within the constituency. And our motto is, if you have it, use the doorbells so as to view the perimeter around you.
Yes.
We can only advance by helping each other. If we try to be very selfish and inclusive, that's when problem comes. That's when robbery occurs, etc. But the most important one that we want to introduce, we don't have local government in the country. We don't have local government. As a result of that, the members of parliament act as the director for local government. They have to know where the potholes are. They have to know where the lights are off. They really can't do that. So we're introducing a program called Community Digital Local Government.
What is that about?
It's all about introducing a WhatsApp, right? We'll have an app, a digital app. That app can connect to all the various ministries. So you are our eyes on the street. So you could use the Kalani app. With the Kalani app, if there's a pothole, locator goes directly to the source. If there's light off, the app directly to the source. If we're having activities on the park, activities within the area, it's there. It's called the Kalani app. Now, I don't want to give you too much. If I give you more information, I can assure you in 2-3 weeks, somebody's going to have it. And ministers following as opposed to leading.
Yes. No, you've led in many instances with various community
But the Kalani
initiatives.
app will be coming on soon.
Yes.
And I'd be more than happy. My constituency is big. So we are leaders. And the constituency want to remain leaders. Those three individuals.
What do you think about them? What do you think about Robin Lyons and Michaela Ellis?
I don't know.
Who kind of got your nomination, sort of?
Well, I don't speak ill about anyone. As a Catholic religious individual, my motto is love and respect each other.
Dr. MacGyver?
And I live by that. And the same thing, I live by that. But I've never met Robin Lyons. If she stood in front of me, I wouldn't know her.
You wouldn't know her?
What I do know and what I've heard, I know that she's active PLP. And what I know of the PLP, they are good, excellent at glitz and glamour. So Kalani will finally, we will have some glitz and some glamour going on in Kalani. So we're waiting for that. We are happy. Glitz, 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 glamour.
They ain't have enough with you. So what about Michaela Ellis? What are your thoughts about her?
I know very little about her.
You know little about her, and she is also a resident of Kalani. Listen, is the F&M on the right path to victory, you think, right now?
Shanique, let's put this. As I go through the community, and I spend a lot of time in the inner cities, right? And I talk to a lot of people. I have families in the South Beach area. I have families in the Grove. I have family in Bamboo Town. I go to all those various places. And all of them say the same thing. We are very unhappy with both political parties all say the same thing. We are not voting because we are not happy with both. Both has their faults, etc. And I have to sit down and try to convince them. But you know what that points out? That we are going through a transition where maybe this is the time for independent candidates to come forth.
Are you pulling together a slate of individuals
no,
who
I'm
will...
not putting together a slate.
You don't have a group, Dr. Minnis? You mean
putting,
you are solo in this?
I'm not putting together a slate. But individuals recognizes strength, they recognizes leadership, and they will subsequently follow and come on board. I don't have to go and look for them. They will find the best ship that is waiting to float. That happens.
What can Kalani look forward to if they re-elect you when the bell is rung and they say, you know what, hey, Doc has been here, he's steady, he's whatever, we can do this. What should they expect from you?
Kalani can expect continuous, strong, forceful leadership, what they've had before. Nothing will change. And with Kalani's help and their input, we will take that leadership to another level, a level that has never been seen. We will take politics. And a lot of things we have to take out of politics. You were talking about health. The healthcare system is very, very bad. But that has been a problem from Pinland's time. Don't blame this government. That has been a problem. Pinland had that challenge. Ingham had that challenge. I had the challenge. Christie had the challenge. And we try to make health into politics. I've always said if this country wants to survive and advance,
yes,
there are three ministries that must be removed out of politics: education, health, and security. They must be beyond politics. Now, for health to survive, we need to establish, and all political parties and the populists must agree, we must establish a committee with all political parties, government, opposition, professionals from the community and other people, and involvement of the healthcare professionals. And let's plot the way forward. Only then would we be able to resolve the problem. Because what would happen? The PLP will do this, and FNM will find fault. You can always use the health sector as a punching bag.
Yeah.
Any ministry can do that, right?
Yeah.
And if you're going to use it as a punching bag, who suffers?
The people.
Who suffers? It's the people.
The people.
It's the people. The politicians has insurance.
They do.
They don't suffer. They jump on Bahamas Air. They probably don't pay for that.
Go to the
they
US.
Jump on Bahamas Air and they go on to the US.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Dr. Minnis. And so I so agree with you. It'll be good. I don't know if any administration would ever do that, you know, but healthcare needs to kind of be singled out, and certainly I think it needs help in terms of new facilities and all the rest of it. Dr. Minnis, you promised to come back?
Oh, I would be more than happy to come back, because I want to come back especially to talk about the Kalani app before South Beach or some other
Before they
ones
teeth
grab.
it.
Oh,
yeah, you know I miss Bahamas.
You know,
we just miss and think we could hear
what?
something and run over there.
I mean, you all say thief, but they want teeth it
They
now.
want teeth that,
They
yeah.
want teeth
No.
That's not
Keep
gonna
your
happen.
ideas
That's
just
not
like this,
gonna
Doc.
happen.
Keep your ideas right here.
No.
Yes, sir. I thank you so much, Kalani, Member of Parliament. And now, you heard it right here first, independent candidate in the upcoming general election, Dr. Hubert Minnis. How do you think you can win?
Well, Shanique, the people that knows me, I admire the people, they admire me, they trust me. Only God makes that determination, but we would do. And yes, I think we would God would be on our side, but God is on everybody's side.
For those who ask him to.
Yes.
You know, I thank you very much, Dr. Hubert Minnis. Thank you so much. Again, Dr. Minnis has announced here, everybody kind of was speculating, but officially he announced right here this evening, he will be contesting the next general election as an independent candidate for the constituency of Killarney. Boy, I tell you, we're going to look at that four-way race. Obviously, keep our eyes trained there. But thank you very much, Dr. Hubert Minnis, former Prime Minister and Member of Parliament for Killarney. Thank you for joining me this evening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And of course, at the top of tonight's show, Linton Ritchie Jr. at the PLP headquarters, their ratification. Speaking of listen, Philip Brave Davis going once again at Romkeys in Salvador. and Cat Island. He is there this evening, and that event is ongoing right now. And of course, my Hot Topics panelists, thank you as well. And a huge thank you to all of you this evening. Thanks so much for joining me. I look forward to see you right back here tomorrow evening. For the entire Beyond the Headlines team, I'm Shanique Miller. Make it a great evening, everyone.